Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 164 of the official podcast. We've heard your cries. You want more guests. So we decided to bring on one of the most highly requested guests for the last couple months. It is the one and the only Jackson Clarke. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, you may know me from the official podcast. I'm just happy to be here. I've heard good things about this show and what it can do for a man's career, so I'm excited to get into it.
Ooh, what is that accent? Where are you from?
A little country down south called Australia.
Oh, fuck, you're from Australia. How are you doing with those wildfires?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not dealing with them. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing the least amount of work for the wildfires that anyone in Australia is doing.
Are you staying safe?
I'm fine. Yeah. It's pretty safe here. I'm pretty sure the whole neighborhood that I'm in is flame retardant, so I am safe.
What does that mean? All your houses are made out of, like, the fireman's suit or something?
No, what it means is I'm pretty sure, like, we are comfortably away from any kind of flammable material. Apart from the houses themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say, houses themselves are flammable.
Pretty sure but the fire won't get to us then.
What if someone starts a new fire near you, though?
Well, yeah, that's the only issue, is if a arsonist decides that this looks like a prime location to set ablaze, in which case I am in trouble.
Do you think anyone would do that?
I saw
apparently
a video of
a lot of people have been arrested for starting fires,
including one
I was gonna
firefighter.
say, I saw a video of an arsonist getting arrested and being walked out of court, and he was grinning, happy that he had done it, being all smug about it. So don't you think those people, especially given what's been happening in Australia and, what was it, like 500 million animals dying? Shouldn't that guy be publicly executed, like tortured to death in the town square?
I would be fine with that. Yeah. The amount of just absolute destruction these animals have helped cause. They deserve nothing less than public execution.
What do you mean the animals have helped cause? The animals are starting the fires?
They're losing their homes, Jackson. What's wrong with you?
The arsonists.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Jackson said the destruction the animals have helped cause.
I'm calling for more animals to be killed in wake of this.
He's insulting the arsonist, but used probably the worst insult.
No, don't talk for me. I want more koalas dead.
No, that's what Charlie wants.
Yeah,
Charlie has a vendetta against them for some reason.
Yeah, it's a reference to like 4 episodes ago where Charlie showed his true colors.
I just happen to know that they're the dumbest animals on the planet. Doesn't mean I hate them.
So they don't deserve to die?
I didn't say they did. I just said...
You sound like you did.
You thought it.
Yeah.
You can't even... Did you know those videos of people like feeding koalas and rescuing them and giving them water? You know if you give them water directly from the bottle, it can kill them? Like, they're fucking useless. They're hard to even rescue.
Apparently the fires cause them so much confusion that when they get down the tree, they run into the fire. They run the incorrect direction. It's so sad, but also...
Damn it, I feel bad for them. So what?
It's really hard to protect them.
I don't know why evolution fucked them so hard in particular.
I know.
They're still not as bad as pandas, right? I mean, the panda would just jump off the branch right into the fire, tumble into it like a fat baby.
Not even. The fucking fire would start and the panda would jump off the branch and land on its neck and kill itself.
I mean, at least that would be a pretty painless death compared to burning alive.
I'll be honest, I got a little angry when I saw that guy just being walked out of, he's getting the perp walk and he's just smirking, grinning, like, yeah, fuck you,
because
whatever,
he's only going to prison. He's only going to prison, which he can start fires and they're all he wants.
He's only going to prison. That's not a deterrent. Take these people, give them the ISIS treatment. Motherfucker, put them in a cage and burn them alive for everyone to see and throw rotten fruit at. That's what he deserves.
Oh, that's poetic. That
beautiful. Would be super poetic, yeah.
He can start his own fire. We can make him light the fire that causes his death. That'd be dope.
Oh, that's cool.
Or feed them to animals. That would also work. Fuck it. Either way.
Ooh, yeah.
A nice public deterrent. Like, you want to fuck with shit?
Koalas will probably eat themselves instead somehow.
the pandas just sit. They don't partake. They just starve. They start starving. You have to convince pandas. You have to like actively force them to fuck. It's honestly a miracle we don't actively have to force them to eat and breathe.
Reproduce.
Yeah,
I
pandas
was
are
about
really
to say
fucking
we
stupid.
do have like we have people that help them reproduce.
Yeah.
Or assist in their population control. Anyway, I wanted to ask, what is the international? Because I haven't really kept up to date beyond like supporting in whatever way I can with the the fires. What has the international kind of response been? Have you guys heard much about
Trump's
it
fault.
over in like the US?
Well, yeah, everyone's rallying to help. Like Twitch streamers and shit, everyone's doing big charity drives for the Australian wildfires.
It's even more local too. There's fucking billboards here in Tampa saying "Save Aus"
Aw.
and its websites to donate to the Australian fire.
Yeah, but what
relief.
have you actually done?
Well, what have you actually done? You're not
hang
doing
on a minute,
anything.
I'm
Jackson.
out there every
no, hang
single
on,
day.
Jackson. Are you calling me out? Oh, how did you know that I bought an Australian themed skin in Call of Duty with 100% of the proceeds going to Australian fire relief? Take that.
Oh, sorry.
What have you
Thank
done?
you for your service, Andrew.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I've
you know, I
lectured
would be
Americans about it
curious.
online.
I would be curious to see where all of that money went, because people raised a lot of money, obviously. You know, I even heard about this one supermodel who started selling her nudes to be donated, to have the proceeds donated.
We saw
But where
those
did that
nudes.
money go, considering that, you know, nobody actually did stop the fires? So what helped? What happened? Where's that money now?
We actually just take the politicians actually just take all the money, go out into the desert and burn it to the fire gods.
They throw it into the fire to
pleases
fuel
them.
it.
Fire gods. They pray to that large rock
the
you guys
ancient-
have.
Yeah, Uluru.
What was it, the
angry at
fucking
the
rock,
moment.
Sahelu? You just all pray to it with your money?
Yeah, Uluru.
What?
Uluru. I just said Uluru.
You're like the fucking Navi from Avatar. Just so primitive.
What
You're
is it?
surrounded
Either
by
Uluru
water.
or Ayers Rock.
You're a tiny country surrounded by water, and you cannot figure out a way to extinguish some fires. God, you guys suck. Let's
Kind of
let's
crazy
let's
how that giant
commence
rock
with
is
the
in like the
Jackson
exact
bashing.
middle of Australia, though, right? Pretty crazy. It's like dead in the middle,
Is it?
I don't know.
almost. Give or take a few thousand kilometers.
Do you think there's another one just like it, but it just hasn't been found? It's somewhere in Australia.
Well, it's not small. It's pretty like hard to miss. What do you mean? It's like hiding somewhere?
I don't know. Like, there's probably a ton of landmass in Australia that people just haven't been to because there's no real point. Maybe there's another giant rock.
What do you mean landmass? Satellite images.
Yeah, I guess satellite would put a real wrench in that plan.
There's like a hidden Australia you're talking about.
But let me ask you: is there a real drive at all to explore Australia? Do you still have people going out into that desert looking for shit? Is there a point anymore?
Yeah, not really like going to explore.
Yeah.
There's no real purpose out there, no, but people have.
It sounds
Dude,
miserable.
I mean, what place on Earth is there still left to explore? Because I'd like to
The
explore it.
ocean.
yeah, the ocean.
Yeah, the depths of the oceans, yeah, but I mean land mass. It's not like there's any country left where some person has not wandered into.
Well, it's like what Jackson said with satellite imagery. We've pretty much explored the entirety of landmass. We can see everywhere.
It's probably not so much explored, but definitely seen or had like an overhead perspective on it.
We just need satellites
Yeah.
for the ocean, and then we're covered.
Yeah, that would be cool, like Google Ocean, whatever the hell they would call it.
Deep
Just the
dive.
depths of it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Google Deep Dive
like how,
sounds cool.
Like how you have on Google Maps, you have the little guy where you can move him around the street. You have a little submarine, and you can
Yeah.
pilot it in the ocean. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, you can
would
look
be nice.
around, and then Google's gonna start collecting like personal data on all the fish and crabs and shit. Start showing them personalized advertising for new shells and kelp.
Whenever you see a crab, its face is going to be pixelated by the auto generation.
Give them the right to vote. Yeah, that would be fucking cute.
That'd be awesome.
People would be hunting for these little, like, almost Easter eggs. You know, those squids or whatever the hell they are that can camouflage themselves perfectly. The Google cameras are just going to bruise right past them.
Would you guys prefer to visit space or go to like the deepest section of the ocean?
Space.
Probably space.
Depends where in space. I don't just want to really visit the ISS.
No, yeah,
We've
that's
seen
all
that.
I mean. You're just entering space. You're floating around orbit.
Nah.
But what I meant was in terms of like the risk and isolation of both events. Like, which one would you feel more comfortable visiting?
Oh. Fuck. I think I'd be
Space still
pissing
be-
myself in both.
Yeah, space would
Yeah.
still be a little less scary than like the bottom of the ocean, though. You never know who's down
Would
at
it?
the bottom of the ocean.
I feel like space is easier as well because the mass of what you're on can be much larger. You can build a much bigger spaceship than you can a submarine for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, the scary part of going to space is not that I have to spend a week in the ISS. It's the part where I have to get on a rocket that has a track record of just spontaneously exploding on takeoff. That's what would
Well,
scare
submarines
me.
aren't much better.
Yeah,
submarines
submarines-
exploded at the
Not
deep
true.
pressures.
James Cameron went really far down, and
Well, if
he
James
seems like a
Cameron did
pussy.
it,
But
how
see,
could I
so
lose?
that's also, even if you told me it's 100% safe, getting into one of those ultra submarines where, you know, they ride it down into the Marianas Trench, they can't build them too big, right? They have to be small because of all the insane pressure down there.
Exactly.
It's like a coffin, man. It's like you get this one little 2-inch window that you can look out of, and the rest is just, it's basically a metal coffin that you're now entombed in. If anything goes wrong, there you go. That's your tomb, asshole.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of that.
So is space, though.
I did some thinking on this a while ago. The idea of what's a job you would never ever do, and I just think any work aboard a submarine, I couldn't do it. It's so
yeah, it
fucking
takes a-
Yeah.
terrifying
Takes a
and
special kind of
claustrophobic.
man.
Imagine living
Yeah.
in an environment where you can't even fully stand up, and you're stuck there for about 3 months or however long. It's fucking
Well,
terrifying.
you make your own distraction and fun, right? We had a patron very early on. I'm not gonna mention his name. I don't want to get him in trouble. But remember how he told us that one of the rites of passage for any military member who was serving on a submarine was to go into the nuclear room and jack off onto
yeah.
the reactor.
Oh yeah.
What a display of power. I love it.
All right, maybe living on a submarine is pretty good.
I imagine some rookie just like on his first day accidentally coming on like a super critical component of the reactor and the submarine sinking because of it. Imagine causing billions of damage because you come hit the wrong spot.
Sprays radioactive jizz in the air. The ocean's contaminated.
Yeah, I mean, that cum would start mutating before it even hits the core,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then what? You have to deal with these mutants, mermen.
That sounds like a
taking over
great
the
horror
ship.
movie.
It's cool.
That is a cool
Trapped
movie
on a
premise.
submarine with semen babies, like
Oh man,
mutated.
mutated semen on a semen. It's on a semen with semen. It's perfect.
It's like
writes
the Aliens
itself.
movie where it bursts out of your chest, but it bursts out of your ball sack instead. All of the idle cum, it's alien babies now.
That's another thing I was thinking about lately. Not enough horror movies go for the genitals. You ever notice how like every horror movie ever, it's like I'm a torturous man. I'm gonna do fucked up things to you, but they never like cut their balls off or kick them in the vagina or anything.
It's hard to
Yeah,
make
it's
that
never-
a non-adult rated movie, though.
That's true.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
need to
there would
watch
have to
horror
be-
porn instead.
Horror porn, or just regular BDSM porn. Yeah, it's, you watch Rambo 2 or Rambo 3, I don't know, they have him strapped to a bed frame and electrocuting him, and it just, all the while, you could just squeeze his balls. This is all so unnecessary. You could just torture him. He is a man. Just grab him by the balls and squeeze them until he yelps for help and tells you all of the secrets of the US government. You don't have to go to all of these fancy lengths to hurt a man.
Can you guys
Tyler
remember
would make
begging
for a
his
short
balls to
movie.
be squeezed.
what was the most recent movie you remember?
Yeah, God, that would be so terrible.
You flop your balls out and dangle them around in front of the serial killer.
I taunt Kim Jong-un like, yeah, look at these balls, you fucking bitch. Yeah, Korea sucks.
I would sure hate if you squeeze them
Yeah. Ooh.
with all your might.
Don't do that. What was the last
Can't do
movie you
that.
guys remember that actually had like cock and ball torture in it or something like that? Because the only one I can remember is
James Bond.
Yeah,
I was just
James
about to say
Bond.
Casino Royale.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
he's
James
sitting in the
Bond
chair and
and-
Mads Mikkelsen starts hitting him with the sack in his sack.
Yeah, that was such an uncomfortable scene too.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. Like James Bond and Crank 2. In Crank 2, they strap him to they take Jason Statham in some sort of a warehouse and they start tasing his balls.
Yeah,
Other than that,
fucking
they're
Crank 2
really-
also has the scene where the fat guy gets attacked by the prostitute and she calls him BB balls and
Yeah.
slams a bike into his balls. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
until they start bleeding. I remember that scene. That's a great movie.
That is a great movie, yeah. Jason Statham is great. Did you guys know that pound for pound, Jason Statham is, I think, the top billing actor? Meaning that if you have Jason Statham in your movie, you're almost guaranteed to make money, even if it's a shitty movie, even if it's a low budget thing. So apparently, despite not being a good actor, that's why he gets a lot of jobs, is that he sells
He's like a
tickets.
good luck
He's
charm.
very charismatic.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. What a great guy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you guys
But
see
what's
his
fun to wear?
Did you see the watch he was wearing in his newest movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about MVMT, the movie?
Right, Movement the movie, where Jason did backflips for 20 minutes while wearing a movement watch and sunglasses. It was a great
I
film.
don't think we
the
can
true
say
secret
this.
It made money because Jason Statham was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the reason these movies make money and look good and are successful. It's because they have movement watches in them.
That's right.
Tell more, Andrew.
Well, now's the time to move on to the internet's favorite underdog success story of movement watches. They were founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank, and they've sold almost 2 million watches worldwide by bringing you quality designs at fair prices. Listen, men out there, if you're listening, if you want to look like
I'm
Jason
listening.
Statham, well, thank God. If you want to look like Jason Statham, Kaya, you're going to need to get something stylish, something nice. You know, it's only so far that you can go with a nice haircut, maybe a good shirt. You're going to need to accessorize. You're going to need some watches. You're going to need some sunglasses. You're going to need some blue light filtering glasses so you don't look like a super dork on the computer. So,
Yeah.
you're going to want to go.
I mean, can you imagine
to
all the
movement.
people who don't filter the blue light? Eventually, they're gonna hurt their eyesight. They're gonna be squinting around. They're gonna have to get one of those,
Yeah, they
bottle
won't even be able to
bottom
see
glasses.
the fires coming.
You won't even see Jason
Everything will just look like a
Statham.
blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why if you go to Movement, you can start looking sharp with a Movement watch that starts at just $95. You would pay about $400 for the same thing from a traditional
fuck that.
brand. And that's fucking stupid. Why would you pay 4 times as much for the same thing? Are you dumb?
Yeah, you could get 4 watches at Movement.
Yeah, Movement
One
sold.
for
What the
each
fuck?
appendage on your
Yeah,
body.
one for each limb. Get some leg watches. That's cool. That's the next trend.
Like Exodia.
And then one around your neck. Yeah. You do cartwheels and everyone always knows what time it is. Movement has sold almost 2 million watches in over 160 countries. You can get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/official. Movement's launching new styles on their site all the time. Check out the latest at mvmt.com. Go to mvmt.com/official for 15% off of your next manly big boy testosterone-fueled watch. Join the movement.
No, I love Movement watches.
Me too.
We all
I love
we all
mine.
wear Movement watches.
All of us have a good
Yeah.
handful of them because they're just so good. They're just so different.
mvmt.com/official. We haven't done this in a while. Let's spell it out. MVMT. Go.
With
Jack
Jason
Order.
Statham movies.
There's only two that fit: mechanic
I know.
and mechanic.
Yeah,
two.
mechanic. Yeah, okay, so there go the 2 M's.
Wait,
Is it
In the
transporter?
movie?
Yeah, Transporter for
Okay.
T.
I don't
Okay.
think we're gonna get something for V.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How about
He's on IMDb.
This is
I am. Viva la Madness. There you go. It's coming
What are
out.
the
It came out
odds?
last year. There you go.
is he in that?
It is a TV show that he was in an episode of. Yes.
Okay,
Does that
fair enough.
count?
So mechanic, Viva la Madness, mechanic 2, transporter.
Great.
.com/official.
Thank you, Jason Statham, for taking a low budget role last year. That helped out a lot.
Hey, he's a fun fucker.
He is.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think would be the funnest actor to hang out
The
with?
Rock.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at him.
I feel like he's fake.
He seems like
Really?
a good guy. I just
Yeah,
don't.
I don't.
Like, what would you do with
I
The
think
Rock,
he'd-
though?
What would you do with
No,
any
but I think
celebrity?
I think he'd be too like, I guess, responsible with his image to do anything crazy and fun.
Yeah, he'd be real boring to hang out with, I think.
Charlie Sheen. I mean, it's kind of an
Oh,
older
Charlie Sheen's
guy, but
dangerous. I
Yeah.
wouldn't fuck with that. Are you
You'd
kidding me?
die if you hung out with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, but
End
you
up
would
with a
have
sore
fun
asshole.
before you died.
That's true.
A lot of coke and whores. Maybe a little bit of HIV. Tiny bit of AIDS in your ass, but, you know. I
just
can't
the
actually
price you
think of
pay.
anyone.
I can't think of any celebrity off the top of my head where I'm like, yeah, they would be super fun to be around. I feel like it's all going to be the same.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
don't meet your heroes. None of them are going to be
I
as
think-
cool as they are portrayed.
Yeah, like this is a different question from which one would be a decent person or you know, you would like to be friends with them, like Keanu Reeves is an easy answer, but fun,
Yeah.
like actually have some good days, I don't know. I
Yeah,
can't think
I mean,
of one
you-
at the top
At
of my
the end
head.
of the day, you don't know jack shit of any of them. Like Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
while he's got that image, he could be the most boring and unfun person on the planet. What if he's a real downer? What if you start hanging out with him in person? He's just constantly like, "Today kind of sucks. It looks like it's gonna rain.
ha-
My coffee was cold. This is boring." You don't know.
You don't know them either, Andrew. You don't know if they're going to be negative. They could be awesome. Keanu Reeves could be dope.
When I said you don't know them, I was saying like the general public, me included.
I thought you were trying to be the gatekeeper of who's cool
No,
or not
no,
in terms
no.
of the celebrity world.
I don't know jack shit about them either. None of us do. Unless you personally know these celebrities, you don't know a goddamn thing about them.
Are there any celebrities you guys personally know?
No.
There was a girl I was friends with in middle school who's now like an ESPN host, I think.
That's
What's
not
her
a
name?
celebrity.
Well, that's the closest I've got. I'm not going to give her name just in case. I don't want people to harass her. Especially since I haven't seen her in over a decade and a half.
Charlie sent us. Charlie from middle school sent us.
Charlie is still
He's
thinking about
asking
you
if you wanna-
daily.
Want to go on a date? He's asking.
Was she hot?
I used to have a crush
I guess
on her.
is she hot?
I don't know. I haven't checked in.
I'm trying to think if
I
I
just
know a
know that that's
celebrity.
her profession.
Oh, I do know a celebrity. I know a Florida Panther, a hockey player. Nick Bugstad.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
told me about him.
Yeah, I know him.
Is he fun to hang
He
out with?
is. He's a very nice guy. I've hung out with him a couple times. But he.
We forgot James Allen McHugh.
Oh, of course we do. God damn it.
Well, I thought you were talking about like growing up with celebrities. Like people we've known in real life who have become celebrities.
Oh,
Ah, that's a little
still
different.
no.
Well, we do know James Allen McHugh. We like pretty much grew up with him, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 episodes. That's a whole childhood.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I have one. Deuce Gruden, who's the, the strength coach for the Oakland Raiders right now, I believe.
Is that the guy you showed me? The
Yeah.
big
Yeah, the
muscly
meatball
The
man.
motherfucker?
giant monster muscle man. Fuck yeah. I grew up with him, kinda. High school and above.
I'd count that. I'd say anything
Yeah.
before college is like, it counts for that. That's cool.
God, every time I think about him, I want to just go look at his muscles again. Shit's wacky.
He's making you
Fucking-
gay.
His muscles
Yeah.
are nuts.
It was pretty insane. He
Yeah.
looked like the muscliest man I've ever seen. It's all compact too because he's short.
Yeah, so it all gets like really put on display. You get to see every muscle and like every indent in the muscles. It's crazy. It's a crazy
Stop touching
physique.
yourself. It's getting
Charlie's getting
uncomfortable
hard.
again. Yeah,
I like
I
these
don't know
episodes
any.
where Charlie brings juice up.
I'm not the same when I'm thinking about big muscles.
An insatiable lust for muscles.
Fuck, I got a couple of topics, but first, Jackson, I really want to hear about your side of the story of your visit to Disney, which Charlie, and Andrew told me about. But according to them, it's a miserable hellhole.
Yeah,
I
a quick
hear
recap of the previous
story.
episode. If you haven't listened to it, Charlie and I went on a nice little tangent on why Disney sucks and isn't great and is very, very
What reasons
overrated.
did you guys give?
I mainly focused on Epcot.
I focused on how crowded it is, how everything is a wait, and everything that you wait for isn't worth it.
I thought we had fun in Epcot, apart from the restaurant that we went to, which was god awful.
That's what I'm talking. Well, we had fun because the rides were so goofy. We went on living off the land and finding
that was the
Nemo.
greatest
Ride was super cute.
experience.
It sucked.
I love living with the land. Don't you dare talk shit about living with the land. We sure could use that education at the moment.
You're already getting its name wrong. It's living off the land, not living
Whatever.
with the land.
Look,
I think.
the
is it?
rides are
It's living
great
with
though,
the land.
Jackson,
Isn't
because
it?
we all went on Spaceship Earth and Charlie fell asleep on the ride.
Did I fall? Oh, I did. I fell asleep on that and Nemo ride a little bit. I was tired.
It is living with the land, you son of a bitch.
So was
But yeah,
it all what
Disney-
you hoped for?
No. So we went there specifically because obviously I love Star Wars, and I couldn't come to America without seeing the recently opened Star Wars land. So I was super excited to ride the 2 new rides and really take in the planet of Batuu. So we get to Disney World, Hollywood Studios. We go straight to Star Wars land. We each paid about $130 each, probably, for tickets. We get there, and already the crowds are absolutely insane. It's like the most people I've ever seen cramped into one space possible. It was almost impossible to move, and like traveling through Star Wars Land was damn near impossible. All of the rides had over like you couldn't get access to them on the day. They were specifically saying no more lining up, no more availability of seats or anything like that. But it doesn't stop there, Kaya. Like, even the fucking shops were sold out of capacity.
Yep.
You weren't able to build a fucking lightsaber. All of the slots had been filled for that for 2 weeks, so you couldn't get a slot for 2 weeks to spend money to build a fucking lightsaber. The only thing I was able to do in Star Wars Land was buy blue milk. so that's what my Star Wars activity was, buying blue milk and consuming blue milk.
Also,
so that was awful.
There's another one I forgot to mention that I thought was funny and I bring up sometimes. They do a little show, like they do a bunch of little impromptu shows. There's two that I want to mention that are very standout. First of all, there's a show that plays when you first get to Hollywood Studios. It's not in Star Wars World, but it's at the very front entrance. Well, I don't know what the fuck it's called, like the Star Wars cosplay review or some shit. But
That's 100% not even close. It's called Star Wars Galaxy Far Away or something.
and that's the very first show, the one that plays every hour on the hour.
Yeah, not the cosplay review.
It's just a cosplay show, though. But anyway.
Yeah.
So this show plays every hour on the hour, and the show, it starts, and they start playing music, and the entire show is they play a clip from Star Wars, and that character walks out and poses and leaves. And that is the entire show for about 20 minutes. And then at the end, they all stand in a big group. And that's the entire show. They hype it up. They have this big swelling music. They have tiny little fireworks. And the whole show is like Boba Fett comes out. And they show Boba Fett on the screen. And he walks out. And he goes, "We'll meet again. Count on it." And then he leaves. And that's it. And that's all he does.
I loved it. I got to see my heroes in person. I was fine with that.
Oh, God. Like,
that was cool.
Like what's her name? Phasma? Captain Phasma.
Yeah,
she comes out.
Sure.
She comes out with little stormtroopers, and she goes, "Find where they're hiding." And they walk around a little bit, and then they leave. And like, that's the whole show. And then they all stand in a big group while playing the Star Wars theme. It's, if you guys can find a clip of it on YouTube or anywhere on the internet, I highly suggest you watch it, because it's
not like it's rare. Like you said, they play the same fucking show every 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they do.
Like the actors all leave after the 15-minute show and then come back 15 minutes later to do the exact same show.
Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. They try to pass it off as
It
a
must
show.
be a sad life.
But then later,
Are you kidding me?
later in Star Wars World, another story we didn't mention, they do a little like impromptu show where a First Order general, an Empire general, comes out and he's like, "I've heard reports of rebels walking around, those motherfuckers," and like everyone starts gathering around because it just happens on a stage, and Kylo Ren shows up, and the general's like, "What are your orders?" And Kylo Ren's like, "Interrogate the merchants. Ask the rebels what they're doing. See what's going on." And he goes, "Yes, sir." And Kylo Ren goes, "Do not fail me." And he starts force choking the general. But I think this actor really wanted to get into character and take some creative bounds. When Kylo Ren starts force choking him, this actor bends back at a 90-degree angle and starts going, "Ah!" like at the top of his lungs and like screaming bloody murder.
What would you do if you were being force choked?
Well, I'd probably be choking Jackson and have a hard time screaming.
Well, is he being choked or force frozen like he did with the blaster bolt in episode 7?
I guess
Jesus.
it's
That's a good
Nerd.
question.
That's a good
Stop.
question. We'll have to ask.
You didn't expect that, did you?
But he's like contorting his spine while doing it. He's still moving. And he's like screaming as loud as he can.
So Jackson, was it worth it?
No, oh god, no. Fuck, Jesus, no. Jesus.
Okay, that's all I was
It
curious
it was
about.
the perfect shit cherry on top of my recent year of Star Wars exposure.
I said that
Really
exact same
encapsulated
thing.
that.
I called it a shit cherry on our adventure.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, no, it was awful. It really left a sour taste in my mouth. How I couldn't even buy merchandise without having a reservation. Like people actually sign up for reservations to build a $300 lightsaber. Yeah. Fuck me.
Oh, that's pretty sucky, man. You couldn't even get a souvenir. That's feel bad
Well, I
for
did.
you.
I did manage to get a souvenir. I got a First Order hat, just what I wanted.
Did we mention that? Did we mention that on the podcast? How we made it a thing of collecting hats for Jackson?
Yeah, it was cute, but it also took up so much fucking luggage space. It was really hard. My luggage was just crammed with hats from random places.
They were cool hats, though, at
They
least.
were great hats.
It is. I had my USA hat, my First Order hat. A lot of good hats.
Best day ever hat.
But anyway, we left Star Wars Land pretty quickly, so we spent $130, give or take, to enter Star Wars Land.
Oh, it was $160,
and we left-
Jackson, because it was park hopper tickets.
Oh yeah, we got park hopper tickets because we knew that we probably weren't going to stay in Star Wars Land for very long once we saw the crowds. And we were right. We left within an hour of getting there because everything was just booked out. There was no possibility of doing anything. I really wanted to ride the rides too. The rides look fucking cool, but oh well.
Oh, they're not.
So the new one looks cool.
All right, so to be fair, I have not ridden the new one, but the first one where you're like on a shipping freighter or something is awful. Because the ride, basically, it's kind of like a motion simulator, but you're in control of it. And you think that'd be cool. Like, oh, you can fire the lasers or move the ship or this and that. So you get a team of 6 people to do that, like with guns and engineering stuff and flying the ship. But the entire ride from start to finish, you have not a tour guide, but a commander. And the entire ride, he's going, move the ship up, move it left to right, fire the guns, move it left. Fire the tow cable, fire the guns. And it's like, you don't just get to fly it. You have to just keep following instructions the whole time.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was never going to be like an open world game.
It should be a game, though. That'd be awesome.
60-hour RPG.
Yeah, it should be a little 4-minute or however long flight simulator where everyone can do what they want and you try to get a high score instead of just listening to a dude barking orders at you. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, but also kids and people who don't know how to do stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, I miss Disney Quest. Christ.
Yeah.
What's that?
Anyway, Disney Quest is like a giant arcade.
Should we talk
There's
about, Charlie,
visited
do you want to talk about the NBA
tomb of it.
experience?
Yeah.
You guys, we didn't do it. We don't know. It could have been good.
No, it's not. Disney Quest died so that NBA Jam experience, the show, can live. It fucking sucks. Disney Quest was a 5-story arcade, completely dilapidated in the last decade, full of these old arcade games and VR experience that have been totally obsolete for years. It was incredible. Incredible. And then they tore it down last year to make an NBA merchandise store and a 3-point shooting game. So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about the NBA?
The NBA experience.
Whoa. Isn't like the NBA one of the most famous sports brands in the world? Like most viewed?
Fuck no.
It's even like broken into the Chinese market and makes bank over in China.
Well, it might be like internationally, but I feel like NBA is just not very popular. College basketball is what's more popular. March Madness and shit. The NBA is boring as fuck.
Why?
Why is it boring as fuck?
Yeah.
Because there's literally no defense in the NBA. It's just people go one side, shoot, misses, rebound, other side, shoot, miss, rebound. Nope, now they dunked. It's boring. There's no like passion in it. College basketball, this is when I used to be a sports fan. College basketball is fun. That's everyone competing to make it to the NBA, show that they're the best, pride in the school. No one has pride in their fucking teams in the NBA. Look at LeBron. Dude shits on his hometown constantly, then goes back to his hometown. No one cares.
Well, the whole point that teams
it's a passionless sport.
The whole point that teams are based off of locations is a fucking scam. It's like take the Miami Heat for example. I love the Miami Heat; they're the best. Did you know that every single player isn't from Miami?
What the fuck?
What's the point?
Are you serious?
What's the point? It's a scam to get people invested. You could call
maybe
them
they really like Miami.
No, you could call them the Intergalactic Heat. It'd be the same exact team. You could call them.
Yeah, but the team is based in Miami, not intergalactic space.
Yeah, but none of the players are from it, and even the people who own the team most of the time aren't from where it's from. So what's the point?
But the headquarters are in Miami.
Yeah, because that's where it sells. That's where they want to sell it. You could change the Miami Heat to be the Houston Heat. It'd be the same exact team.
And the same boring fucking sport. NBA is the worst goddamn thing to watch.
Oh well. Maybe one day.
Anyway, Disney Quest died so that piece of shit could live.
Mm-hmm.
we need to give it to the respect it deserves.
Just what I fucking wanted is to go to a goddamn merchandise store and pay $50 so I can do 3-point shooting on an indoor court. Yippee.
You know, that was something I kind of noticed over at Disney. It seemed like there was a lot of merch and places you like paid for the privilege to buy stuff. I find that very interesting.
A lot of theme parks seem like they're becoming that. Like Legoland was like that. Disney's kind of like that, where you pay to get in just so you can pay to buy things.
Legoland was not like that. Legoland had so much.
Legoland had way more besides Brickbeard that Legoland had.
Legoland had so much shit. Are you kidding me? Legoland was filled to the brim with activities. They had fried apples and Brickbeard. And do you even need anything else?
They also had that thing where you held yourself up on the bar and you had to wait a minute. You had to last a minute holding onto a pull-up bar. That was cool.
It wasn't even a Lego pull-up bar though. It was like jungle themed.
To be fair, there were a fair few rides in Legoland. We just didn't.
Yeah, we weren't gonna.
We weren't able to ride them.
I mean, I wasn't too keen on waiting an hour and 15 minutes for a kiddie roller coaster.
So, did you get to ride anything?
No, I don't
Living with the land.
We went to 2 theme parks in America and we didn't ride a single
these two
thing.
are lame anyway because neither of them ride roller coasters.
I ride roller coasters, just not the ones that do inversions and shit.
So not the fun ones? Come on.
I don't know. There's
why
some
not?
pretty fun ones. What do you mean, why not? Are you talking to me?
You don't like... Yeah, I'm talking to you. Like, you don't like real roller coasters?
I just get like motion. Yeah, I get sick if I do flips and shit.
That's kind of the point.
That's why you pop Dramamine and just hop on every ride. It works.
I guess I could.
Yeah, I did that. I always take one when I get to the park just in case. Like, I usually don't need it, but then I can just do the rides all day. It's great. Oh,
well, I'm sorry to hear this, Jackson.
Hey, it's not just me. Charlie does as well.
Yeah, no, it's only sad when you do it.
I'm talking about your whole experience of wanting to have a nice Star Wars Lego Disney holiday and not getting to do any of it.
Yeah, they really fucked that up.
Well, he liked Legoland. You don't have to feel sorry there. We all had fun at Legoland.
Yeah, Legoland was great.
Yeah, but the entire trip was designated to make fun of my hobby still. It still had that sour taste. It wasn't like taking a... Well, it kind of was like taking a child to his dream location, but it made me uncomfortable knowing that I was there as like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Why, we all wanted to go to Legoland. It was fun.
You wanted to go there because of me.
Exactly. What does that matter?
I wanted you to go there because of your own passion, your own desire for Lego.
No one's gonna have that passion for Lego, Jackson.
Unless they're 7.
Did you get any Lego souvenirs?
You bet your ass he did. He got a
yeah.
hat that said "Best Day Ever."
Oh,
We also
No,
bought
I mean,
the
like
Taj
the-
Mahal there.
the 1 millionth Lego block built in Legoland or something, some souvenir. Did you get to buy, or did
no,
you have to
nothing that
stand in
cool.
line?
We got the Taj Mahal Lego set, but that's over at Charlie's, so I didn't get to keep it. It wasn't like a souvenir.
No. Jeez. Okay.
We didn't even complete that.
Kaya, does Turkey have any tourist
No.
attractions like that at all? Like theme parks
No.
or anything? No. Not even for the
no,
people.
you would
You've
be
asked me
a
this
different-
before. I think last week.
Yeah, do you
in
think you would
fact.
be a different person if there was a Disney World Turkey? Like, do you think you would have more joy in your life? Do you think you would have had a better upbringing?
Well,
Does
I
Disney
mean,
lead to a better like childhood or society?
maybe. I wouldn't know. I grew up all my Disney age years, which is like 0 to 12 years old, I spent in Germany growing up, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
try
missed
0
out.
to 40. Wait, what
Okay.
age do you stop walking? 0 to 65, baby. Those are your Disney years.
I know we don't have anything massive, unfortunately. We don't have anything. We have Wikipedia now, Jackson. I don't know if you've heard. I've told the boys here, but Wikipedia is unbanned in Turkey now.
Is it like a censored version still? Heavily curated?
I don't know.
How do you know you're looking at the correct Wikipedia? Yeah, I bet it's like an
That's a good
edited version
question.
where you're getting all incorrect information and you got no way to prove it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. But it's unbanned, so
Every article talks about how great
stop.
you know who is. Yeah,
Thank you.
I could be talking about anyone.
Any Turkish
Talking
leader.
about Walt Disney.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
What a visionary.
Yeah.
Good old Disney.
Oh well. Are you happy
Anyway,
to be back home,
after-
Jackson?
Yeah. Going over was more difficult than coming back, surprisingly. The 2 trips over were full of turbulence and I had jet lag for a little while after landing, but coming back was like super easy and I had a bit of jet lag for the first day, but then after that I was straight back to normal. It was good. Maybe I'm a seasoned traveler now. Maybe I'm used to it.
Where's next on the Jackson tour?
Well, I would like to go to Tokyo, Japan. I think
too.
we might be doing that later this year. And then, Andrew, we should do that together. We should meet up in Tokyo.
Fuck yeah. I got my passport. I
Do
can
a
do
series
it.
of videos and such.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. You guys are more than welcome to join us. We can make it an official trip.
Not happening.
Yeah, that's a flight. That's a long flight.
Yep.
If you and
Yeah.
Kaya want to join us for a roughly 18-hour flight, you're more than welcome to.
Nope.
Not for me for once. It'll only be a crisp 8-hour flight.
Oh, that's fair. That's totally true. I didn't even think of that. My brain thought you were gonna fly here first and we'd fly together. Keep me
That'd be an
company on the
asshole
plane,
thing.
Jackson. Come on.
Yeah, fly fucking 40 hours. Ugh.
I'll do it. I got no problem with that.
You will.
Yeah, I kind of have to.
Is there realistically no place on the planet that you would go to, Charlie? Like, if we said, "Hey, we're gonna have a holiday in Kazakhstan," would you come? Like, what place would that be?
Why
No, I mean, Japan would be your
Kazakhstan?
best bet. Just I don't want to
Japan
fly.
would be our best bet.
Yeah, I just don't want to fly.
So you
What
would
about
rather fly?
Taking
You would
land
rather
routes.
Well, you
I
can't.
don't think there's any land routes that get you from America to Japan.
There isn't.
Okay, land and sea routes.
There is.
I would absolutely not take a sea route, not to Japan.
Why not?
That sounds like the most dangerous fucking trip.
How is that dangerous? You could just go on a nice cruise.
Oh yeah, those always work out. They
Yeah,
never
those
get
are always
stranded
fun.
with shit overflowing in the toilets and pirates kidnapping them and fucking getting
you
shot
talking about
down by
fucking-
Iran.
Name a great boating disaster that's ever happened. You can't.
Somalian pirates.
Titanic.
No, I said like name. Oh, all right, Titanic.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fair. But that was a mistake. That was
How
one
about that
in,
Carnival
like, one in a
cruise
million.
liner that got stuck out in the ocean for like 6 days with no power and it was covered in shit?
Don't know what you're talking about. We didn't know icebergs
cannibalism broke
existed.
out.
That's why Titanic happened. Did it
No.
actually?
But it got
Oh,
fucking
what about
crazy.
what
What if
that,
I was on board?
What about that cruise captain that was doing like donuts and drifting into the sandbar and flipped over the cruise a couple years ago?
Costa Concordia.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, but that didn't kill anyone, right? I'm pretty sure everyone got off safely.
It still sucks, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you've only named like two events, and one of them happened like 120 years ago.
Yeah, it still happened.
Yeah, but we've grown.
well, how
We're
many
better than that
cruises
now.
go from fucking continent to continent?
A lot.
There's cruises from Florida to Japan.
Oh, I don't know.
No, but there's
Maybe.
No, you'd have to take like a series of. You'd have to hitchhike,
Yeah.
take trains.
yeah. I mean a ton of cruises go from like mainland to island nations.
Yeah,
Still, no.
So
I
country
mean, there's
to
a
country,
reason.
but
There's a reason. Literally, every celebrity has his own private jet instead of a private boat that they used to get to the Grammys and shit.
yeah. It's almost like air travel is the literal safest travel we have.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
mean you can trust
scariest. Yeah.
I,
That's why you
Still
need to learn
scary.
to conquer your fear, like
yeah, you
me.
gotta learn to stop being a pussy.
The best thing that I was able, that I did that kind of alleviated my fears of flying was I learned how to fly.
In Microsoft Flight
Strap my-
Simulator? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I strapped myself into Microsoft Flight Simulator, and for like 10 hours, I just went over all the controls of a plane, just in case there was an issue mid-flight and I could break in and land the bird.
Take over.
What a hero.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
So you're more scared of not turbulence, but both of the pilots somehow becoming incapacitated.
It's just a fear, like a lack of control, I guess, like not being able to.
Jackson's
kind
still a
have
lack
an
of
impact
control.
on
Like
what happens.
both of those pilots need to be somehow knocked unconscious, and then the central command has to decide. You know what? Instead of remote controlling this bitch, we're gonna go into the
Trust
cabin and
Jackson.
ask, like, "Hey, are there any pilots on board? Oh my god!" And then instead of some
And then
seasoned
I'll stand up
pilot
and say,
on
I've
board,
done 10 hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Give me the joystick. Then they look at me like, joystick?
I
What are
think the
you talking
9/11
about?
hijackers had more than 10 hours, Jackson. I think you're gonna have to try a little more than that to.
Well, yeah, and
get a
they
safe
weren't, but they
landing.
weren't trying to land the plane.
No, well, they were still aiming.
I
Potato,
feel,
potato.
I feel like I'd be much more comfortable on a flight if they all came with those jet ejector seats where you like pull underneath your seat and it just fires you out the top of the plane.
Yeah, with a parachute. Yeah.
Yep.
And an oxygen tank.
That's what I'd want. So like
You're
instead of
much-
like the little oxygen mask that drops down and does fucking nothing, they give me like a full like jet fighter's helmet, and then I pull on my seat and it launches me through the roof,
But
and then I have a
you're
parachute.
so
Honestly,
much
if
more
anything,
likely to
that
die
thing-
from that fall than the airplane going down, though.
Yeah.
No, not with
That's
a parachute.
absolutely not true. Yeah.
Airplanes
Yeah.
don't go
Why
down
do-
how
why do
you
you
think
think they
they
put
do. They're designed to glide. Your seat isn't.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
Andrew, why do you think
What are
they
you
put them in
talking
fighter
about?
jets? When those things are crashing, the pilot ejects himself. They get to live because those things come with a parachute. The
Yeah, but you're not on a
ejector
fighter
seat.
jet. Fighter jets are going like Mach 2. The airplane can glide
Right, so
and
it's
gradually slow down.
It's an even more extreme condition, whereas in a plane, it should be even easier to eject somebody and have them live.
There's also no way to get through the ceiling of the airplane.
You'd have
Well,
to
that's
pop
what
the
they have to
entire
figure
top
out.
of it off.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
that's going to
know.
make things way worse because the G-force is going to flip the plane in midair.
So what? Everyone's seat would have that. So you just do like a coordinated countdown, like,
That's
all right,
not-
everyone,
So
get ready
think-
to pull the ejector.
Think how giant.
You'll initiate
think how
takeoff
giant,
over the slightest turbulence,
Think
Charlie,
how
and then everyone's flying
ginormous
through the
a
air.
fucking airliner is. You're asking for the entire ceiling to immediately rip off. The G-force from that's going to send that thing into a death spin.
Which is
Yeah, it's already in a death spin. That's the situation.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Planes don't death
Yeah, it
spin
is.
like
What the fuck
that.
do you think happens when Iran shot that one plane? It's already in a death spin. You think those oxygen masks are gonna help when you have no wings anymore? It doesn't matter if you can still breathe for the last 3 seconds of your life. Eject me. Eject me. I'll take my, just, you know what? Don't even eject me. Just open the fucking emergency door. I'll jump. I'll take my chances. I just don't wanna, even that's better than being stuck in a metal flaming tube.
Yeah, just every
How, like, when it's going to its like, every single plane crash will end with its roof, like, opening up and the plane start flipping and then ejecting dead bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like a confetti cannon of
The
dead
sheer
bodies.
G-force of that is going to kill you on its own.
Yeah, it's gonna snap your neck as
No,
soon as you
it's-
leave.
You don't know
but
that, okay?
How do the fighter jets not get their necks
A fighter
snapped
jet
every
is
time?
so much smaller than a fucking aircraft, and the lid is made to come off.
Yeah, but
Plus they
the
don't-
G-force is the same when you eject.
No,
Do they,
it's
do
not.
they usually eject?
The G-force is
Do
much
fighter
higher. The
pilots
G-force,
usually-
the speed.
No, it's not. Imagine how much explosive you would need to blow the roof off of a jumbo jet.
You don't blow the roof off it.
Yes,
it doesn't
you
blow
do.
off on a jet.
There are
No,
little
you don't
have
tiny
to launch it
explosives in a
out of the
jet that explode the roof off. That's the point. That's how you don't slam
Right,
into
you
it
can
when
do
you
the same
eject.
thing in a... You can
don't
do
know
the
about
same
that.
thing on an
Yes.
airplane. You don't
How
have to
else do they
launch the
get it
thing through the
off?
stratosphere.
They have to blow the roof off quickly and immediately, otherwise your ejector seat would slam you into the cockpit and kill you. They have to
Right, you
explode
could do
it
the
off.
same
That's the
thing
whole point.
on a passenger jet. You don't have to launch the thing up to the moon. You just have to get it out of the way.
Yeah, do you know how hard that is to do when you're going like 500 miles an hour? How much
Yeah,
force
I
it's
you're
harder
don't know
than
how
a jet.
hard it is, and
Yes,
I highly
it
doubt you
is.
do either. I highly doubt you know the aerodynamics of this. I just want
Plus-
Elon Musk to hear this and give it a shot.
Plus the
Damn it,
cockpit is
somebody
made out of
save
a
my
different...
life.
Plus the cockpit roof is made out of a different material. It's like fiberglass or some shit or whatever it is. The fucking roof of a jumbo jet is not. It's not this easily blow off lightweight material.
Well, then they can change
Fighter,
it.
No, they can't.
fighter pilots have equipment and are trained for that
That
kind of
too.
stuff as well.
I'll go through training, survive the plane crash training. I'll happily sign up for that.
You're ejecting babies into the stratosphere at the slightest bit of turbulence.
Oh, fuck the babies.
Well, no,
Okay,
it
how
wouldn't
about
be up
this?
to one
I think-
passenger.
How about this? Let's treat planes like boats. Let's have emergency life-saving boats where, you know, it's like a little
like little
capsule.
smaller planes attached to the side.
Yeah, or like a little indestructible capsule. You know how they have the black boxes that are practically impossible to destroy unless it lands in a literal volcano? Make a whole little mini one-person ship or like a 10-person little capsule. It'll be, you know, of course, women and children first, but of course, you know, when shit hits the fan, you're gonna slaughter and maim all the women and children to get in there first. You're not gonna be a gentleman when
yes,
the plane
of
is
course.
crashing. So I'm gonna get in there. Maybe one or two other people are gonna they can make their way in there. If you're nice enough, I'll let Charlie in, and then we'll lock the door and we'll eject ourselves. The
And then that
capsule.
black
Exactly.
box is going to hurtle to the earth and slam into the ground and kill all of you.
It's going to have a parachute. Why do
inside you.
you work under the assumption that we're just dropping like a rock? It's going to have parachutes.
Yeah, it could unfold its own wings. We could even make our original destination.
Oh, like a plane?
The butler inside serving you champagne.
How is that any more safe than...
Because it's made out of a black
I look at
box
Charlie
this
like-
time.
And you're not.
Did we leave the flight attendant behind? Damn it! I gotta have to get my own vodka.
So what you're
got
saying
beds and
is
shit.
your plan to escape a crashing airplane is to get into a smaller, more confined airplane.
Made out of a stronger material and parachutes.
Why don't they just make planes out of black box material then?
Planes don't like fucking crumple when they hit the ground. You ever notice how the whole shell stays intact most of the time?
Why? What plane crashes
No,
are you
it
talking about?
doesn't.
You're talking about the ones that come on takeoff. I'm talking about the ones like midair or on landing. Those fucking incinerate. Like, think about the guy
Yeah,
in
they
Germany
do.
who just crashed it into a mountain.
They turn
he
100
crashed
into a bunch of
into a
cookie
mountain.
crumbles.
There's
Nothing
a
of
difference
that
between
stuff
hitting
stays
something
intact.
head on and hitting something from the bottom. It's totally
Yeah,
different.
Yeah.
It still blows up. There's still a lot of fuel on that thing. All of it blows up. I want something small and compact made out of.
He's right. That there
almost
is usually a lot of
indestructible stuff.
wreckage.
Yeah, there's a lot of wreckage. There
is a lot of
people
wreckage.
survive
Yeah,
plane
of
crashes.
course, there's a lot of wreckage. It doesn't suddenly pop out of existence. It's just a bunch of metal pieces strewn around a 5-kilometer range around the crash site.
Okay, let's take your fucking elevator from the end of Willy Wonka here. How are you piloting it? You said it's got parachutes, right? Is that what you said?
I don't care where it lands as long as it doesn't land like a meteor.
So it has parachutes. So you're 1,000 feet in the air, or however high. Do you really want to trust that nothing will rip that parachute the entire time you're plummeting down for hours?
It
Really?
works for
For
astronauts,
hours?
Andrew. How do you think they re-enter the atmosphere? They can literally enter from space, but you can't save me from a fucking plane? Come on.
Yeah, it's not like
Boeing
it's
isn't even
Parachute
trying.
down.
Yeah, it's not going to immediately activate
Yes.
the parachute. That'd make no sense. It dropped the parachute just like it would in a skydiver when it's towards
You
the
would have
bottom.
to activate the parachute.
Yeah, you're
We don't
gonna have to
technology
slow that
auto-
thing down. If you're ejecting from that thing while the plane is going down, you're gonna be going insanely fast in a tiny box.
And you're probably going to be passed out from the altitude.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, by
Yeah,
the way, you
still,
guys are
if
assuming
it
you
works
can
for
do all of this
astronauts.
while the plane is flying at like however fast. This is gonna be way
Astronauts
harder
are always
than you
in
think.
controlled situations. They have the easiest job.
Yeah. Well, the pilots don't do
Yeah,
dick.
they have
It's
the
all
easiest
automated now.
Astronauts just do what they're told. They were gonna fucking send Big Bird into space. You think they would send Big Bird into space if it wasn't easy?
No, I think it should be easy. I don't know why don't they just attach... No, I want an escape capsule. That's what I want.
I do. What? See, this is what I'm imagining right now. You guys know those massive jumbo jets that have like a huge thing on the bottom of them? I'm thinking for Kai and I's innovative design, that would just be like another black box, small plane, like super, super indestructible. And if something's going wrong with the top one, you already have a pilot planted in that smaller one below. And then the seats like recline back and you fall into like this small...
The
And
exact
then if
same
that
issues
plane
that happen with
crashes,
that
you're
one.
not going to be any safer.
Yeah, but it's a
The
lot
seats
stronger
recline.
this time.
It does.
It's
a
all
lot
leather.
stronger is so stupid. You're still falling to the ground, however fast. It doesn't matter
but
how strong the
Again,
metal
you're forgetting
around
about
you
the
is.
parachute.
So what you're saying is you want to create a giant fucking parachute for a jumbo jet.
Yes, but
No, just for
with
the
a-
capsule.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's cheaper that way, just for Kaya.
Yeah. No, not just for me. I told you, for all on board, but it can only house like 10 people, just like, those little escape boats on the cruise ships. And then it's on the plane, it'll be a little battle royale for who can make it to the capsule.
Yeah, your
And
capsule's
believe you me,
definitely
at the
not getting
first
to
turbulence,
you.
I'm gonna start punching bitches. I'm gonna trample
There's
people.
no way you're going to get into that capsule if you have everyone fighting for it. There's no
I'm just gonna
fucking
book a
way.
seat on it
will.
to be safe every time. Like I won't. I
will.
won't bother
Oh,
risking
stand back,
it.
everybody! I know you want to get in the life-saving capsule, but he bought his ticket. He's got the ticket for it. Please.
That- he hit his fucking knife from when they were doling out the food. I'm getting on that goddamn capsule if the plane is going down. You kidding me?
It sounds
I'm
like
not gonna
you're
be
taking the
respecting
plane
people.
down and then conveniently escaping. You're causing the plane to descend.
I'm surprised you guys aren't lightning-proofing your house right now or something. You're far more likely to get killed by that shit.
Oh, look at Andrew, the big bald man. He's not afraid of anything. Oh,
I'm not.
Look at you. But the statistics
I am
say,
not afraid.
duh.
I'm not afraid at all of dying in an airplane crash. You're more likely to be killed
Well, you
by a
should be.
falling coconut than a fucking airplane
Yeah, no
crash.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
if
why
I
aren't you
pricked
guys
you with
wearing
a bloody
helmets all the
needle-
time? Go wear your
If
helmet,
I pricked
Kaya,
you
in
with a
case you go
bloody
outside
needle
and
and
get
I
hit by a
told you, you know
coconut.
what? if I pricked you with a bloody needle and you got all paranoid about diseases, and I told you, statistically, it's insanely unlikely that you will ever die of AIDS-related illness.
That is exactly the same, though.
Completely different. That's
And I was in your
different.
face
That's
like a faggot douchebag, like, statistically, you can just take antiretrovirals.
Kaya, that's like
It's
me
not
saying if you
gonna-
walked outside and I threw coconuts at your head and went, "Oh, are you afraid of falling coconuts now?" That's because I'm making it happen. That's totally
what you do when you get
different.
into an
I don't get
airplane,
any
though.
of these examples.
That's not. Oh my god.
It is. It's the same.
Like,
so
there's nothing
getting
that
on-
you're afraid of where you have zero empathy for somebody else who might be afraid of things that you aren't afraid of. And you think it's so insane and incredible that anyone could possibly think that way.
No,
When
I
I'm
don't-
sure
I don't
you have
think that at
fears that the
all.
rest of us would laugh at.
Absolutely. I just don't see.
So then what's the
there's-
issue?
Irrational fears are irrational. That's all I'm saying. There's no reason to think that. I understand why you have that fear, but I don't think there's a justification for it.
Yeah, we're not justifying our fears. We're not saying this makes sense and you know
Yeah,
what?
but you're trying to
We're
come up
right.
with these fucking supervillain plans to escape the plane.
Because it's fun and I want to live.
You will live.
Yeah, you will live because it's safe. Well, maybe not
Yeah,
for you,
no,
but for
still.
the three of us.
If it was up to me, if I was like a
Especially if I'm on the
billionaire,
plane.
like Elon Musk, I'd have my private plane. It would have this built-in bubble system where, you know, at the first sign of turbulence, it immediately inflates a gigantic, like, bubble, massive bubble of balls. So even if we crash, we bounce. Parachutes.
Fills the plane with
I would
rubber
have,
so you bounce off the ground.
yeah, I would have like 10 US F-22 Raptors just guarding me like bodyguards from anything in the air. If there's so much as a falcon, I want to shot down with a Hellfire missile. Only then will I air travel safely and comfortably.
So what's your you and Charlie, what's your ideal solution to this? You're in the future. You have new technologies. You want
Teleportation.
You want to go
Yeah,
to
no.
the far ends of the globe. What is your yes, this will work and be a good idea.
I would move all of the continents into a new Pangea. So
Yes.
then I'd
You'd walk to
invent
Japan.
better.
Terraforming. Terraforming, it's
Realistically,
that
you
easy.
still have to fly to the Japanese part of that.
You didn't let me
no, no,
finish
no, no,
my
no.
scheme. I'd make bullet trains much more efficient, just like in Tokyo
Yes.
and everywhere.
Bullet trains are already efficient.
Yeah.
Exactly, but I'd make them even more efficient to go between, you know, Florida to Japan.
You know what an
Yes.
efficient bullet train is? A plane.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's not even a train.
Fucking
Jesus.
retarded. It's in the air. How is it
that's
safe?
okay. That's a question then, Charlie. Would you ride them if they were called air trains?
Oh my god, so dumb. You guys don't get it, man. We have this
you guys are saying
instinctual...
wait. You guys are saying that the most efficient and safest form of travel is if they just catapult you into the sky and you use a fucking what do you call it? Parachute to land. That's all you guys want. That's all I'm hearing.
As
No,
a
in
Charlie
case it
safety
want.
goes
measure, a
wrong.
fallback. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a safety boat. It's
But
look,
apparently
you guys.
parachutes are the safest form of
You
travel.
already
It's not a
agreed,
form
right?
of travel.
Hang on.
It's a form of controlled
Listen.
dropping in a disaster.
Listen, you already agreed that the scariest places on Earth or off Earth would be space and the depths of the ocean, right? So clearly, we're all more comfortable on the surface, right? Where our foot is on the ground. That's it.
It's
That's
because
comfortable.
of all we've ever known. If you were born in space and lived in
Right.
space, you'd think
Yeah.
space
What
was
if
safe.
you were born in space?
Yeah, but I'm not born in space, am I, Jackson? I'm born on Earth. This is all I've known. I
What if
wanted
you're
my
born on an
feet to be
airplane?
on Earth. I
Turkey
want to be
is
on the
pretty,
surface.
pretty
I
much
think
space to me. I wouldn't feel safe in Turkey or any kind of other place that I wasn't born.
So let me
I do not
let me
think-
ask you guys another question. Do you ever go to the top of a tall building?
Fuck no. That's the least
Not
safe place
you,
to
Jackson. Those two. The fear of flying boys.
well, it depends on how tall. Well, yeah, I'll go there unless there's like some Al Qaeda plot
but what if
against
the
it.
building collapses?
be. He's got you there.
Yeah,
Buildings are
same
known to
exact
collapse
thing.
every now and then.
Plane
No,
goes
it
down,
isn't
building-
because the
same-
building isn't
plane
flying
goes down,
around.
building collapses. It's more
How many
likely that
still
building
super high up?
collapses than the plane goes down.
I'd like to see
Okay,
the
Andrew, how
statistics
many-
on spontaneous building collapses.
Yeah, how many statistics are there on skyscrapers just falling over versus planes? How many Empire State Buildings have you heard of just spontaneously toppling?
In like
9/11.
major metropolitan areas, probably not, but in places like, I don't know, the Middle East, maybe.
Even
The
there,
Middle
I
East
don't
has the
think
highest skyscraper. You condescending
Yeah, I don't know
prick
what you're
fuck.
talking
Saudi
about with
Arabia as the Burj Khalifa. It's the
doesn't-
biggest building
it's
on the
the same
planet.
kind
and
of thing, though.
it's probably going to collapse any day now.
Look, at the same time, it's
In a
still
sandstorm?
completely statistical improbable things, but one of them scares you and one of them doesn't when it's the same consequence.
Look,
I
I
don't know
just
why.
think the scraper is still part of human. I'm still on the surface technically. Okay, man was not meant to fly. All right. I think it's unnatural. I don't think it's right. I think
Why'd
it's a
they give
slippery
us
slope.
that technology then?
I listen. I think it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve on a plane. Okay, it's unnatural. It was never meant to be. I think planes are a dangerous technology. It should be
love
I think
banned.
Adam and Eve would have flown.
I think planes
I
are
just
cool.
think we need to get to a modern solution where we just reinvent the Pangea and make bullet trains better.
Jesus could have done a lot more good if he had a first class ticket to anywhere on the planet.
Couldn't he teleport or something? Why does he need a plane?
I don't think that was within his power level, was it? He had the.
He's
the
God.
ability to
He's
teleport.
everywhere. He better be able
Oh, he did
to
teleport out of that cave, didn't he? Or did he just move the rock? Did he have super strength
I
or
don't know.
teleportation? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, that's
Couldn't teleport off
wasn't
the
Rock-
cross.
Was the rock moved or not? Because that would mean Jesus either has super strength or teleportation. That's two different things.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'll take either one
Or
to
was he
escape
even in
planes.
there?
God, I love planes.
Would you try?
When was the last time you flew, Andrew?
Like earlier or later last year, in the middle of, I flew to Chicago. Trying to remember when. I think September, somewhere around there.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I went away for
Yeah.
like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love flying. Yeah, I fly regularly actually.
Okay, your last time was like 5 months ago. It's not that regular.
I'm gonna go again soon.
I
you're
don't know
gonna
why
hate
you
it.
consider flying to be like the fun experience, though. You always talk about
It's-
flying so positively.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be fun.
I don't
Look, man,
understand
when
that.
I get on a plane, I sit
It's a
down.
necessary evil and means to
When
an
I get on
end.
a plane, I sit down and I go, I have no cell signal. I'm in a comfy seat. I got my Switch. I'm just going to play video games for the next however many hours and have someone bring me a Coke or a water. And that's it. That's it. That's my
Yeah,
day
that
for the
gets
next 4
old.
hours. Not if you
That
play a
gets
good
old
game.
after 2 hours.
Or you can
Sitting on a
sleep.
plane for 20 hours is not fun at all.
Well, 20
regardless of
hours,
what you
yeah,
have.
but yeah, I don't know. I just don't mind it. I never mind that stuff.
Well, it's not that you don't mind it. You actively say you love flying.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's very different than just not minding it.
I don't know. It's just, to me, it's exciting because you get on the plane, you're going somewhere, you're on a trip. You don't have to do anything for the next couple hours. I get to play games that I've been wanting to play. Like, what's the downside to flying?
So it's basically akin to being like locked in a featureless room with a Nintendo Switch. For
Yeah,
you.
I'm fine with that. I mean, there
Yeah,
are
you
there
just
are
like to see that.
downsides, like you can't go anywhere and you're stuck with other people, but it's easy to ignore them for me.
You just made that sound like an upside. You just contradicted your previous sentence. You're saying it's nice. I don't have to do anything. Kind of sucks that I can't do anything. Which is
No,
it?
I meant you can't go anywhere. You're stuck in the plane. Like if you want to go do,
There's limitations.
yeah, there's limitations to what you can do. Like I can't stand up and start screaming bomb all I want. That's not really allowed. But
How often do you do that?
when the mood strikes. But I just don't think flying's that big of a deal. You just tune everyone out and you got some time to yourself. And then you're going
Yeah,
somewhere fun.
I can-
Either you're going somewhere fun or you're going back home.
I can definitely understand the distaste for flying from both a fear perspective and a lack of enjoyment perspective, though it is, to me, a miserable experience.
Now, what I
but
will give you
that's
guys
whatever.
on that topic, the airport is a miserable experience. I fucking hate airports. Anyone? No?
Mm,
Okay.
no.
Indifferent.
Really? I think the
Yeah.
airport's the worst part. They fucking harass you. They jam you in that line. The worst thing is when you get to the security check and they're like, keep the line moving, keep it moving. But you're like in the middle of taking your fucking belt and your shoes off. So you're just fumbling around with your pants falling around your ankles. But they're like, keep moving, keep going, move the line up. Like, I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, most of the people at airports are either miserable or dumb as fuck. I swear airports make people like 10 times dumber than they actually are. the amount of times people would just stop in the middle of the line and I'd try to have to push past them because they were just confused or they weren't sure if they were in the right line or anything. It was very
You go to the
frustrating.
fucking airport and they're like, keep your laptop in the bag. Do not take out laptops. And then later some other guy goes, make sure to remove all laptops from your bag. And it's just, God, the fucking security and how crowded and trying to find your gate and ugh. Once you're in the airport, it's not as bad, but getting there, like dropping off or parking, going through security, until you get to your gate, airports are just shit. I hate them.
Oh, well, Andrew, I think the, security going through it is so much fun. It's enjoyable. I don't have to do anything. I can just tune out, take out my Switch, and just play with it while I go through security.
That's right.
See how retarded that sounds?
While you're in the
They'll shoot
security
you.
line. I've seen that happen. That's right.
No, they are really annoying, though.
Yeah,
That's the reason I
hate
didn't
it.
take anything this time on my trip to Turkey. Is I didn't take my mic, my anything. I try to be as minimal as possible, and you still get fucking harassed
same.
by these complete monkeys who've apparently never seen a microphone or a switch or anything. It's like he just stares at it, going, well, "What's this?
Yeah.
Why do you need all of this?"
I've gotten stopped a good number of times just because I had a microphone or something in my bag, so they had to like check it by hand.
Going through the airport on my trip to America was the first time that I've ever had the more strenuous kind of like pat down security method, where they put you in a high pressure box and scan you and then grope you once you hop out. And honestly, that's the only way I travel now. That if I could opt into that every single time, I would, because it got me through the line somehow far quicker than the normal route.
What do you mean high pressure box?
Like they I don't know, it's like a scanner that closes the doors and something buzzes around you and shit.
Do you have to lift your arms above your head?
Yeah,
it's pretty
that
standard
one.
now. They don't have that in
Yeah.
Australia?
Well, over
Very.
No. Usually we just go through the ones that beep.
Oh
as you
wow!
pass
No,
through.
in America it's pretty standard now that it's a big tube and you walk in one side and you raise your arms above your head and it does a full body scan and then you walk out and if nothing happens you're good.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
in
well-
Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway, you had to be selected to go through that one, and then they pat you down and tickle your taint and all that kind of stuff, and then they wave you through. But it took me like at least twice as fast as it would have just going through the standard route, because people take forever to put the stuff on the trays and whatnot.
See, I'd be paranoid.
I
I
was
didn't
happy
know
with
you
that.
guys still had those old school metal scanners. Like it's a fucking mall security cop just checking your bag or something. If I went through that tube that scans you, I'd go up to the TSA agent and just, snitch on everyone else. Like, hey, you see that guy there? He kind of looks shifty. Make sure he's good. I think he's on my plane. Put him in the tube. I'd be an asshole. I want to feel safe.
Well, that's what Israel
looking for a
does.
job?
The Israeli airport. Have you guys read into that at all?
Yeah,
Israeli.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Tel Aviv.
Yeah, Israeli
Yeah, we've
airport is
talked about it
fucking
before.
nuts. It's fascinating. One of the things that they do is they give you like a boarding pass, like not a boarding pass, but with your boarding pass, they give you an ID card, and on it they have a number, and it goes from 1 to 6, and the higher it is, the more likely of a threat you are.
Yeah, we've talked
we
about this
did,
on the
so I
podcast
won't-
before.
I
Definitely.
won't dive into it, but it's fascinating.
But yeah, you wouldn't be able to get away with doing something like that in America.
Not
though.
at all. They outright admit they racially profile passengers. There's no way in hell in America that would fly. Well, at least not in the open.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's wrap. I want to get to sleep. 3 a.m. baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then wrap us, Jackson.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on this episode. It was really nice to see what this official podcast was all about.
Do you want to shout out
Really
your stuff?
nice. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing what I get up to in the future, you can follow me over at the official podcast. I'll probably be back. Here's hoping.
Yeah, it's your
Here's
website
hoping
is
my
patreon.com/the
internship
official
is
podcast.
continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me
And we
money
can
over
listen
there.
to your
I really
show
need it now.
on-
I'm living on the streets.
Where can we hear your show?
Oh,
Spotify, iTunes?
I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm done with the joke now. This has been 4 weeks of agony of. Do you actually quit, Jackson? Oh, thank God you're back. Wait, you quit again?
All right, what was that comment you linked?
It's your
I
fault.
wish Jackson. I wish Kaya, Andrew, and Charlie would be nicer to Jackson. You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you cunts? Can't you just let the man be on the podcast and enjoy his time with all of you? None of you show Jackson enough love, and this is why this has to happen. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Thank you, Boxcar Jakey, for standing up for Jackson when no one else would. Appreciate it. It was cute getting those comments. And it is nice to for someone to finally put you pricks into your place.
Well, it's kind of fucked up that you
Anyway.
said that, Jackson. Why can't you just let us enjoy the show?
That was kind of
I think
fun.
we're gonna kick you off
enjoy
again.
160
Yeah,
episodes.
get outta here.
I let you enjoy 160 episodes at my expense. Now it's Jackson's time.
Well, you got your one.
Yeah.
Now
To
stop
leave
it.
again.
All right. Yeah, I'm leaving. See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening.